The Summer I Turned Pretty saga is finally over. Or is it? Well, based on the final episode of Season 3 that we just watched, one thing is for sure, the jury is still out. Yes, there are still numerous unanswered questions. So let's talk about it. Conrad is finally in Paris to catch Belly off guard. Of course, in the end, he is the one who is surprised because Belly is doing just fine. Yes, that lipstick is not her shade at all, but clearly it makes her feel confident and happy. This is the most confident we have ever seen Belly, so good for her. She is even somewhat annoyed to see Conrad there. He was hoping for an extravagant welcome, but it's not exactly it. Deep down, he wanted Belly to be over the moon to see him. And yet, she is truly trying to move on, which means Conrad has no place in her life. She doesn't even let him come to her house. This man came all the way from America after a 10-hour flight. Perhaps he needs to freshen up, go to the bathroom, or something. I don't know. How can you not inquire about his requirements? Anyway, Belly still says she has time to show him around until her birthday party in the evening. And this is where the real fantasy begins because somehow Belly manages to take Conrad to the Champs-Élysées, the Louvre Museum, and Versailles all in one day. Like, are you kidding me? If you've ever been to Paris, you know that the train ride to Versailles, which is in its own town outside of Paris, takes nearly an hour. And that palace is huge. It takes at least 2 hours to go through the Louvre. When you're at Versailles on top, there is no way your feet would feel okay to take even a single step more, let alone go to a birthday party afterward. I know they are young, but this is simply crazy to me. Before going to the party, Conrad finally gets the chance to step inside Belly's lovely home. How she got such a good place with her waitress income in a crowded city like Paris is still unknown to me, but it's a nice home for sure. While Belly is getting ready, Conrad looks around and quickly realizes that she has a brand new friend group, and even a potential new boyfriend. At the party, he also sees that Belly is a completely different person here. She is a grown woman who wears red lipstick and smokes marijuana. What happened to our lovely Belly? Well, she has grown up, that's for sure. I don't know about you guys, but all I see is a young woman jumping from one relationship to another without much thought. That can be fine, but if 2 of the 3 people you've dated are brothers, that's when problems start. She has, in fact, been absent for some time, but not long enough to switch from one brother to another, even if the brother in question is Conrad, whom, as you are aware, I have my full support. Anyway, after she basically kicks Conrad out, she has her Bridget Jones style enlightenment as she realizes she has been in love with him all along. She runs after him, gets on the train, and declares her love. And honestly, it's sweet. Okay, it's extremely cute. I am aware that I continue to criticize them, but I can't help it. I find these 2 very adorable together. And I'm a sucker for last-minute, dramatic, romantic meetings. So, no complaints there. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel rushed to reach this conclusion. Conrad begins writing to Belly in the book 4 months after she moves abroad. She writes back after some time, and from that point on, they start to rebuild their relationship. It takes a few years before they get married, meaning they clearly take the time to fall in love again and build a romance on solid ground. On the show, however, they jump into a new relationship only a few months after Belly was just about to marry Jeremiah. And now she says she was always in love with Conrad? Girl, then what were you doing with Jeremiah for the past 4 years? Are you serious? She does, to her credit, acknowledge that she is the story's villain. And even though I respect that self-reflection, this ending shows me she hasn't really changed her villainous tendencies. But I also have to applaud her for finally realizing that much of this happened because of Susanna. May she rest in peace, but honestly, she messed up those kids' minds completely by constantly telling them they'd end up together one day. That wasn't okay. Meanwhile, Jeremiah somehow started dating Steven's colleague. Like what? Why? How? When? I'm truly baffled. This girl was just flirting with Steven a couple of episodes ago. How did she suddenly become Jeremiah's love interest? It seems like a last-minute decision made to make us and Jeremiah feel better. And I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous. If Jeremiah genuinely feels okay about Conrad and Belly being together, and is already ready to fall for another girl, then shame on him too, because it means he basically stole his brother's love all those years ago for no reason. And I hate that. Anyway, I doubt I'm the only one who felt complicated emotions about this final episode. Now, the big question is whether we'll get a fourth season or not. In the book, the story ends with Conrad and Belly's wedding, where Belly reads Susanna's letter. It's a beautiful conclusion,